Today I'm in Port Townsend, Washington, and I'm going to be bicycling the easternmost end of the Olympic Discovery Trail. This part of the trail is known as the Larry Scott Memorial Trail. Larry Scott was a local bicyclist who was really into preserving sensitive environmental areas and building trails and parks, and really was advocating for multi-use trails and trying to secure funds for them. So it's really appropriate that it was named for him. This is going to be about just 7.3 miles each direction, just out and back. I think none of this follows the road, but does cross the highway at one point. I've only done the first part of this before walking because my grandparents actually used to live kind of looking over where this first part of the trail is. So we'll start out along the shore and then go past a paper mill, and then I think out into some kind of rural areas. It should be really pretty, and it's a little windy today, but it is not raining, so let's go. Starting out in the boatyard. Oh, thank you. Cute dog.
Thanks.
Beautiful beach. There's a bathroom here. On your left. One-third of a mile in, there's a piece of art called Leaf Wing. A really pretty Pacific Madrona tree. .92 in, just getting up to the first part of the paper mill. This tells more about the mill and its railway. This was the North Coast Railway line, which connected Port Townsend and Port Angeles. There's a little praying mantis in the trail. I'll look at it for a second and then I'll move it out of the trail. Crossing the street here. pleasant. Water reclamation area over there. I know what they're doing here. Clearing more land. Very noisy. Really pretty forested area here. We're getting away from some of the sound of that waterfront construction going on. .63. Just crossed Mill Road. 1.79. Ahead, the trail slopes for 10%. Just a little over 2 miles, 2.1. And now we're up along the highway, and it's paved right here. Well, at least there's a little incline, kind of separates the highway from the trail. Kind of nice and makes it slightly quieter. Miles, there's a junction, and there's some pretty clear signage on which way to go. We're underneath the highway, so right on the other side. Here's an example of that signage. You can see the trail forks, but it shows clearly that we go to the right. Dirt. This dirt is really nice hard-packed dirt though. Really great trail. Alright, I should have left my camera on. I had stopped to look and see if I could find the wind, what do you call it? The little cover for the camera to break the wind noise. And there was this lady coming the other way with a dog on her bicycle. And she stopped to see if I was all right, and she reminded me so much of my grandmother who lived here in Port Townsend. And she was telling me a story that like about a week ago her son was bicycling somewhere closer to Port Angeles, and as he was riding down this trail or dirt road, 2 cougars came out of the woods near him, and he stopped and made noise, and they kind of backed off after a bit. But then the younger, like adolescent one, came back out and was like creeping up on him. It sounded absolutely terrifying. It was an amazing story, and I hope to never experience that myself. At least he was not hurt, and he was able to make more noise and hold his bike up, make himself look bigger, and the cougar eventually backed off and left. We're coming up on a tunnel. So I'm at just a little over 3, but I got so distracted that I dropped my gloves back there on the trail and had to go back. So probably not quite 3, really. About 3.5 miles. Just a little under halfway to my end point. Back along the highway. So I guess that probably wasn't the highway. That might have been Georgetown Road. This is another trailhead here. There's a porta potty and a sign. I'm 3.6 miles from the Milo Curry trailhead. What is my turnaround? Woo, a little downhill. kind of winding back and forth, like braiding along this dirt road here, past some horse properties. Haven't seen any horses yet. Oh, they're inside the barn. I don't know if you can see them in there. What a beautiful day. This bench there, it says welcome. A couple of them. That's really sweet. Hey puppy, you live here? Hi, don't run in front of me. Good boy. Some fall color here, some pretty horse pastures out there. I am at 5 miles. Five and 3/4 miles. At 5.94 I came out onto a gravel road and I didn't see a sign there, but I made a right and immediately there is a clear sign getting you back onto the Larry Scott Trail. We are along, I think it's an East Discovery Road on our left here. And the trail here is a little more narrow. There's a couple places here where it's like just one person wide. Birds singing. Sun shining through the trees. Couldn't ask for anything better. We're going to cross this road. Ooh, a nice little incline here. .57. .7 miles here. Only 0.3 to the end. It's a shame. I mean, really the end is La Push, but some of that still is on shared road rather than trail only. The parts that are trail are fabulous. Everything that I've ridden and that Dave and I have checked out, including this part here, just a real gem. So I've got 7.45 miles. That's because I was screwing around setting up my camera. Hi. This is the, can't remember the name of the trailhead. Ha. Bummer, there's a lot of reflection, but I started out here in Port Townsend, came down along Highway 20 and went under it, and then along Cape George Road. None of the grade was too bad. I didn't have to hike a bike, and came down here crossing that South Discovery Road and I am at the Milo Curry Trailhead, which is a nice big parking lot too, and has a porta potty. Either one of these trailheads is great. That was fantastic. That is my turnaround, 7.5 miles. The way I wrote it, 7.3 if you don't film it and don't drop your gloves on the trail and have to go back for them. I probably won't film much on the way back since you've seen it, unless I see anything noteworthy. The horses are out now. I thought I'd get some film of the horses that I got the closest to on this trail. I saw quite a few at a distance. Hello, beautiful. That was an absolute delight. I did 15 miles exactly. It probably would be 14.6 exactly if you didn't drop your gloves and go back for them, and then a little bit of back and forth for filming. Just beautiful, beautiful day for it. I'd like to come back later in the fall. Some of those trees are going to be just gorgeous in a couple weeks. So 15 miles round trip and 612 feet of elevation gain total. Definitely a great one to do, even just this section. And someday I would like to start here and go all the way to La Push and do the entire Olympic Discovery Trail. It's a definite goal.